What's up, everybody? Happy Friday. A lot to talk about on this Friday. It's going to be a good one, guys. Excited. Hope everybody's had a good week. And good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another enriching episode of the Know Your Pharmacist live stream. I'm Dr. Joaquin Acosta, your host and the CEO of PharmTrue, where we champion wellness through pharmacist-formulated solutions. Tonight, we embark on a journey of discovery from unraveling the importance of pharmacy literacy and health communication in our Pharmacist Frontline segment, sponsored by PharmTrue, to exploring the NIDDK Data-Centric Challenge in our Tech Talk. We'll then navigate through the soothing landscapes of mind management in our Enlightenment Hour, featuring the Migraine Trainer app, before delving into the groundbreaking initiative of Georgia's medical cannabis pharmacies in our Herbal Wellness Corner. That's a big shocker for today. In our community spotlight, guys, we shine a light on the forthcoming night clinic by Little Step Pediatrics, a leap towards accessible pediatric care. And gentlemen, in our Men's Health Minute, sponsored by Vado Speedway Park, we'll delve into the essence of building a positive mental mindset, a cornerstone for holistic wellness, guys. Tonight, not just a live stream, it's a voyage into the heart of wellness, an opportunity to connect, learn, and grow together. So engage, share your thoughts, and let's get a dialogue going that propels us, guys, towards a healthier tomorrow. Your journey towards an enlightened wellness begins right here, right now. So popping on up. Who knows what health literacy even means? Well, let's talk about it. We've got some things to discuss here and share because, Health Literacy Month is currently happening right now. It's Hispanic Heritage Month. There's a lot of things happening right now. But, with that in mind, you think of health literacy and how that affects, us as a Hispanic community foremost, but even just as a community as a whole, guys, it's a thing to be, very conscious about. So check this out. I'm going to share that right here. So looking at this, overcoming healthcare disparities via cross-cultural communication and health literacy, guys. For those who know, right, what health literacy is, personal health literacy is the degree to which individuals have the ability to find, understand, and use information and services to inform health-related decisions and actions for themselves and others. That's different, right, from organizational health literacy, which maybe to us, pharmacists or healthcare providers, things like that, business people, look at the degree organizations equitably enable individuals to find, understand, and use information and services to inform health-related decisions and actions for themselves and others. And guys, unfortunately, New Mexico, we have a bad rep right now as far as where we currently stand in a lot of this. We've got some really good communities of education up in Albuquerque at the University of New Mexico, Health Sciences Center, and that's probably going to be your strongest basis of that there. But between them and the New Mexico Department of Health, that's kind of what we have. And other than that, hi, I'm here. But, I'm just saying, this is a very important thing to understand. So what can we do to address some of these disparities in healthcare? I think it's exactly the wheelhouse that we need to be talking about this afternoon because, right, not only does a healthcare disparity mean that it's a socioeconomic thing. There may be, you may be making good money and for whatever reason not have good health literacy. It doesn't mean you do necessarily. So again, what are we looking at? How can, physicians and staff think about ways to accommodate patients or their cultures and backgrounds, in particular, learning more about the patient's culture and by examining themselves for possible bias. So here, in New Mexico, granted, we're a lot of Hispanics taking care of Hispanics. There are other mixes within that and, other possible biases that can, just remain in people's cultural norms. It's been a busy political season since, right, like 2018 or whenever that was. And not only since then, we've had COVID. It's been a very interesting place to find ourselves right now. And it's always good to examine yourself as a healthcare provider. Hey, am I having bias for something, or what could be going on, right? Very interesting. So looking at that, right? Even people who read and write very well may have limited health literacy. We should not assume that patients understand what we are talking about. So it makes sense, and patients as well too. Guys, are we, talking to our doctors and just genuflexing? Yes, yes, yes. Got it, got it, got it. And sometimes we're in a hurry with life, whatever it may be. We're really stuck or fixated on something, and it's really hard, to zoom out. And again, if you have two people in a hurry talking to each other, it's just a whole lot of air that's just been shooting. So you don't want that, right? We can be better as healthcare providers. We can be more aware of patients as patients to talk to our healthcare providers in all those ways, right? Looking here, Weiss in 2011 advocates 6 steps to improve communication with patients in all encounters. Slow down, use plain non-medical language, show or draw pictures, limit the amount of information provided, use the teach back technique, and create a shame-free environment encouraging questions. Some feel sometimes bullied by their helpers, or shamed about, cannabis is a big one, things like that. But other than that, it could just be maybe not being right all the way transparent. Who wants to go to the dentist and tell them that we're going to floss, we floss every single day and it's always the truth, right? That's probably the easiest place to say everybody else is exposed. And that's the thing. So again, how as healthcare providers can we really try to enforce a good quality conversation that, empowers our patients to talk, or to learn what we're talking about in regards to whatever, um, chronic diseases or acute things that are going on. So looking, here at the study, looking at the familiars, not only due to lack of access, right? Healthcare disparity has been an important topic of discussion in medicine in past decade. An '03 publication of the Institute of Medicine identified lower quality of health care in minority populations as a serious problem. Okay, so again, 23 years or 20 years later, it's 2023, right? And we're looking at what can we do to learn from a 2003 study? How can we figure out what are we thinking, right? How do you know whether or not you are having a cross-cultural interaction, right? I mean, again, sometimes your healthcare provider may be from the, eastern side of the world, and we are, or, and you are not. Those could be cross-cultural boundaries, and we don't want to assume that they are there. We just want to assume that, difficulties could be there with different cross-cultural things, regardless. Just as we were talking earlier this week, a woman feeling comfortable talking to a woman, a man feeling more comfortable talking to a man. A lot of the times having that offered just encourages that thought. So again, as healthcare providers, where can we neutralize how we perhaps may form some bias? What are, again, unconscious stereotyping happens, or whatever that might be? Again, it's important to look at this here from the American College of Physicians. And, you look at cultural competence and all that in school or wherever it may be. But when you're actually out there having to help sick people, and, things get complicated, and you're having to, right, somehow talk to a caregiver, coordinate some care, explain something to somebody about maybe insurance that they don't have, and all of a sudden, cross-cultural communication becomes frustrating and hard, especially when you've got a lot of other work to do maybe. So you don't want to look at these possible ways where you can create a bad perspective for the patient and not have good, efficient use of your time. So looking at this example here, a man who thought that his ex-wife put a hex on him, asking him, "What do you think has caused your problem?" During the initial history taking would allow him to express his concern about the hex and give the physician an opportunity to learn of this fear, and then to offer biomedical explanation for the problem and the recommended treatment. So again, talking about what, could be going on in somebody's life, you can't dismiss the fact that people believe different things. People could be at any different point. And you look at the risk. So I think it's just a very, very important thing where we look at this. It's Health Literacy Month. We need to be able to have, our patients to be able to have that ability to use their own health information rather than just understand it. So you have to do that to, understand how to make well-informed decisions rather than maybe just appropriate ones. So you don't want to just do what the doctor says because it's that. Like, what you're doing and why you're doing it. That's a whole different way. And health literacy means the ability to do that, right? Can you read, comprehend, and analyze health information, decode whether it's instructions, charts, diagrams, weighing risk and benefits, and ultimately making a decision and taking an action. Like, geez, as a pharmacist, guys, it's already been through all this. That's hard to do still, even for your own self, right? And many providers could probably resonate with that. So that's where we're wanting to make sure that's very important. Health Literacy Month, where can we all be just a little better? It's always good to consider that. New Mexico, guys, our healthcare can step it up a notch, that's for sure. Anyways, moving on, for our tech talk, want to talk about a cool challenge here that's come out of the National Institute of Health. Pulling this up for you guys. Very interesting, and it's called the NIDDK Central Repository Data-Centric Challenge, enhancing these data sets for future artificial intelligence applications. So, you can look at how, this whole thing may work with different healthcare teams getting involved and the whole deal in terms of the challenge, because I think it's very cool for anybody that may be just, able to jump in and get into something like this. When you're looking at AI, we need to get more inputs in there so these models can learn and get bigger and better faster. So looking at a cool thing like challenge about how can you, generate an AI ready data set that can be used for future data challenges and produce methods that can be used to enhance the AI readiness of NIDDK data. Participants will enhance data from longitudinal studies focused on type 1 diabetes that have been de-identified and made available through this. So looking on this, very cool. I'm almost very curious about entering myself. Like, let's play. Very fun. So any other healthcare providers want to take up that challenge, I highly encourage take a look at that. That's pretty cool. Moving on, guys, in our Enlightenment Hour. Happy Friday, everybody. I hope everybody's having a good day. Want to be, smooth and quick here at the same time. So we're cruising through. Want to talk about the Migraine Trainer app. And, as we were discussing just previously, some recommendations from the National Institutes of Health, this is another, part of something I really liked looking through some of their more current stuff. It's this Migraine Trainer app developed to help teens age 13 plus to understand possible causes of their migraines and take a greater role in their treatment by creating an individual migraine management plan with their parents and healthcare providers. So, you look at this, guys, that age is a very vulnerable age, 13 and 14. And we look at that as a age of a lot of people incurring their first trauma and things like that, which could induce, drug-seeking behaviors or whatever that might be. So where you look at, hey, can we look at some of the perhaps possible stressors and teach teens how to identify what it is that they're dealing with in their physical body? Hey, maybe you might be able to do some prevention in the right way. And look, so, why did the app even come out? 10% of kids have 5 to 15 migraines, and 90% of pediatric migraine cases are hereditary. So 1 in 4 younger people with migraines have depression, 1 in 2 have anxiety. And what does the research say? Many studies have shown that behavioral strategies may be effective in helping kids manage their migraines. Some of these techniques include getting enough sleep, staying hydrated, and lowering stress levels. So, where can you get the app? So on and so forth. I will make sure to share the resources here in the chat for y'all on App Store and Google. It's very nice to have that available, I think teachers, I think schools should be really looking at this. We're even Las Cruces Public Schools, we've got stuff that, we're trying to fix with e-cigs and things like that. Why are people using it? Do e-cigs cure migraines? No way. But once people get on something like that, maybe because they think they have something going on, trying to get off is definitely probably going to induce a migraine. So again, more things to consider, guys, for sure. So this is called the Migraine Trainer app, available on App Store and Google Play. Right there for y'all. Cool. So the big one that's, eye-popping for me today, everybody. Georgia, the first state with medical marijuana in pharmacies. So again, as the founder of the first ever retail pharmacy to have a cannabis dispensary inside of it, yes, this is awesome. Where this happened, that's different from what we did, is that this truly offers the pharmacy this ability to, again, provide these services and getting the licenses straight from the pharmacy. This doesn't solve any problems for pharmacy that are already currently existing that, I've already had experience with, guys. So again, just because the Board of Pharmacy from Georgia approves pharmacists and pharmacies specifically to dispense it, the way we did it, we have a retail pharmacy right here, and then we have a dispensary 2 feet over here, and it's all in the same place. You can get your consultations right in the room, right in between it, in a nice big retail floor. But again, now this is, again, you could have theoretically that cannabis behind the pharmacy counter to be dispensed in the pharmacy, which is cool, totally cool. Right now in the New Mexico law, you cannot put them in the same place. Again, cannabis federally is illegal. When it comes to things like banking, cannabis is an absolute mess. So this is cool, but all these pharmacies may not realize that their point of sale systems might be out for getting shut down. Their bank accounts might be getting shut down. All of a sudden, they're associating with cannabis and advertising it on their websites. They might be getting shut down. It is interesting what's going to happen because Uncle Sam is not ready for this to happen like this. The way we did it protected, the dispensary and the cannabis operation versus the pharmacy operation. And we segregated it all under one roof. It's awesome. Love what we did. But again, Georgia, now the first state to have the Board of Pharmacy approved to it, 120 pharmacies, guys, have agreed to provide cannabis. So now here it goes. Let it go. It's exciting. Let it be. But maybe this can actually spark some real change because the difficulties that the pharmacies are not even realizing yet are their point of sale systems, their banking accounts, their financial institutions are about to be all up in a rut. Perhaps even insurance contracts. It does turn into a thing. Granted, we've found that solution of just keeping the pharmacy a separate company from, the dispensary and the cannabis, but New Mexico almost forced it as well, right? We would have done this if we could have. So I'm interested to see what this, is going to pull off, what it's going to look like, and what comes out of it. Anybody from Georgia, from there, anybody has ever questioned about how this goes, please give me a call. Absolutely, this is cool. And I don't know why I had cannabis and the wrong thing here on the screen for you. It's kind of odd. Georgia and medical cannabis pharmacies. That's what it was. Cannabis and breast health was yesterday. Anyways, that's just me being picky, but sorry. Cool. So moving on, community spotlight, guys, highlighting the Little Steps Pediatric night clinic that they're going to have. That's going to be here in Las Cruces, New Mexico on October 23rd. That is a Monday evening. So I'll share this with you right now on my deal. Ba-ba. For your Las Cruces people, a Little Steps Pediatric, a walk-in night clinic coming October 23rd from 5 to 9 p.m. Monday through Friday. So it's going to be out and ready to go. You don't need to be a patient. Go, go, go. So awesome. Excited for that. Many working families and things out there that cause circumstances to need extra care after 5 o'clock. Most doctors' offices are 8 to 5. So this night clinic, especially for this, busy time of season, you see a little kid cough, and you sneeze. Absolutely. So shout out to Little Steps Pediatric and Dr. Robinson over there. Last thing to share with everybody for our men. From the Phoenix Men's Health Center, I got you a little bit of a quick one. How to develop a positive mental mindset as a man.
As you guys are going on your journey of healthcare, right? Your biggest challenge is going to be your mind. Your mind is your biggest adversity. As you're starting to build up your exercise plan, your nutrition plan, right? Your sleep plan, your work plan. Do not get going off track, with those little voices in your head that tell you you can't do that. Those little voices in your head that are making up excuses, right? Remember, this is a mental game. So as you start to get into this picture, as you start to set your goals up for next year, right? Think about this. What am I going to do whenever those little voices in my head tell me don't get up? What am I going to do when those little voices are going to be making excuses to tell me, it's okay, have a drink? When those voices tell me don't go to bed yet, finish watching that Netflix movies. When you hear those voices, that's whenever you got to kick in and say, no, I'm not going to listen to you because I have bigger and better goals set up for myself. I am trying to get myself in the best shape possible so that I can have these things. So I can have a physical body that takes me to where I want to go. So I can have a physical body that allows me to work. So I can have a physical body that allows me to play with my children and spend time with my family. That allows me to run, to kayak, to bike, to lift weights, all these things, right? So remember, it's about the mental mindset. Do what you have to do to set that up right for yourself. If you do that, everything else is going to follow. All right? Let's do this right.
So words of advice from the Phoenix Men's Health Center. Love it here, guys, as men are going about their healthcare journey, trying to achieve the standard of men's health. One of the biggest challenges, guys, is having a focused mindset. We make plans like workout plans, diet plans, and sleep plans, but they don't often work out due to mental mindset challenges. So that's what they're looking at here. How, do you have that power to actually shut down those voices? Well, some advice, take that time for yourself, allowing yourself regular breaks, keeping stress levels low, motivation high, getting enough sleep every single day, practicing, yes, self-care, whatever that may be that needs to be, not self-care to go and put yourself in another stressful situation like, hey, I'm going to self-care and spend a bunch of money. That's not how that works. Right, think about how to promote positive ways to continue to push forward. That's it for today, guys. I hope it's a good, happy, fast, fun Friday for everybody. Much love from Dr. Joaquin.